Excellence lives here in northeastern Indiana. It's reflected in more than 200 nationally recognized degrees. It drives our Division I sports. It's alive in our campus life. Excellence has a name, IPFW. Around our campus, around the country, around the world. Excellence lives here. Indiana University, Purdue University, Fort Wayne. One university, two great names.
This is Arts Weekly. Arts Weekly is produced in cooperation with the College of Visual and Performing Arts at IPFW, offering degrees in fine arts, music, theater, and visual communication and design.
Welcome to Arts Weekly. I'm John O'Connell, Dean of the IPFW College of Visual and Performing Arts. Today we will be talking about one of my favorite theater subjects, high school drama productions. In the second half of the show, I'll be joined by Vicki Malooly from Homestead High School and Susan Nelson from Leo Junior Senior High. But first, I'm joined by Tim Miller, the theater director at Northrop High School. Northrop has an active schedule of drama planned for this spring. Welcome to Arts Weekly, Tim. Thank you for joining me.
Well, thank you, John. I'm glad to be here.
As you know, I am one of the biggest supporters of high school theater in Fort Wayne. Nobody works harder than you guys do. How did you get involved in? How did you get started in theater, and ultimately, how did you get involved in high school drama?
Well, I got started in theater in high school. Mr. Dell Proctor was my director back then. He opened the building at Northrop and got me involved in shows. And then I looked at different colleges to go to, and I wasn't going to be in theater when I went to college. Went to college to be a wildlife zoologist, actually.
Oh, that's interesting.
And did work study in the theater shop and got the bug again and became a theater major, and I got my degree from the University of Wyoming. But then I came back home here to Fort Wayne and got my education and English degree in communication, speech, and all kinds of things from IPFW. And then I got a chance to teach it in middle school. I just wanted to get a job teaching. I got a job to teach at middle school and a job to work at Memorial Park, which was the Fine Arts Magnet School, which was wonderful. And then hooked back up with Mr. Proctor and found out he was going to retire and went, well, that's a job I want. And just kept in touch with him, and we're kind of close, and ended up being able to apply for that job and get into Northrop. And it's kind of cool going back to your alma mater to teach.
Full circle.
Yeah,
you've been full circle. And how long have you been at Northrop?
This is my 12th year.
Oh, it is. Well,
yeah.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Yeah, Dell Proctor, he is still active in theater in Fort Wayne, and just recently was in the IPFW production of Our Town with Dan Butler. Yeah, he's terrific. I think he also does some props at Civic Theater.
I believe that's right.
Yeah.
And he teaches children's theater at Interlochen Summer Fine Arts Camp up at Traverse City, Interlochen, Michigan.
Yeah.
Yep, he and his wife.
So you have a big spring planned.
Yes, we do.
I'm impressed.
Big winter and spring.
Winter and spring, but you do 3 shows in the spring.
Yeah.
How many do you do all year long? What is your full season?
Kind of depends. 4 for sure. 4 shows for sure. A fall play, winter play, musical, and we do a children's play in May for the Fort Wayne Community Schools, elementary schools. Sometimes we have a thespian troupe that'll go and compete, and sometimes, depending on how that works, which kids want to be involved with it, which don't, we will go to competition. We have another play for that. This year we did go and compete at the Thespian Festival at Bethel College.
So for people who don't know what that is, I do because I've done a lot of service for that. You're talking about the Indiana High School Thespian Conference, which is really part of a national thespian conference. Yeah, I even was involved in Arkansas, and then they go to Lincoln, I think, every year in the summer. So you bring a festival, you bring a competitive play to that festival.
That's exactly right.
And it was recently at Bethel's.
Yeah, it was ours was there were 4 across the state. There was only 1 in the north part of the state. It'd be very difficult to get on a bus and go to Madison, Indiana, 6-hour drive, and compete. You know,
especially in January.
Yeah. So we went to Bethel College. It's the 2nd or 3rd year we've done this in a row. It's very fun. It's a really good experience for the kids. Very educational. They run workshops too after it's done. First year we went, we had no idea what we were doing. We got smoked. This year we did pretty good.
Good.
So
well, when I was involved in that as a director, I would be a one-act play judge. And I have to tell you, from a judging standpoint, it's pretty hard because there's some great high school talent out there and some great directors like yourself. And to sit through 18 to 20 and have to pick 1 or 2 or 3 of the top, it can be very difficult because of the quality of the work that you guys bring to the table. So.
No, it's just so much fun to see what other people are doing and how other kids are acting. And some are original pieces, which is very neat. So it's a very worthwhile endeavor.
What are some of the recent titles you've brought to Northrop?
Something Northrop really likes to try to do that we like to try to do in our department. We are an educational theater department, so we try to produce shows that kids have read the literature of. In the past, we've done Holes, we did The Giver, we did Fahrenheit 451. Good book. The script's not the best script in the world. Right. And this year we did Midsummer Jersey, which is a takeoff of Midsummer Night's Dream. Lots of fun, fast-paced comedy.
Who wrote that?
Ken Ludwig.
Oh, but it was fantastic.
It was lots of fun.
Yeah.
Lots of fun. And a nice thing to bring to the kids. This is a different style of acting theater. You got boom, boom, hurry, hurry, run, run, fast, everything like that. So that's the kind of things we try to do with some of our plays. And we also try to do a children's play every year. For interactive children's play for Fort Wayne Community Schools. It costs the kids nothing. We bring them into Northrop.
So you have a strong connection, it seems, then, between perhaps your English department and the drama department, and what your goals are as a high school.
Well, I used to teach English, so I know. I contact people. What are kids reading in middle school? What's on our reading list here? You know, look at what they might have read, and they've read it on page, and then we bring it to life on stage.
And you have a beautiful facility.
Yeah, our auditorium's very nice.
It's very nice auditorium. I've been to 2 or 3 productions, and the scenic element's always fantastic, the lighting element.
We try.
Yeah, you do great work. Well, let's talk specifically about what you've got coming up in the spring. What's your first offering in the spring?
This February, the 6th and 7th, we have a little fun piece of fluff called High Schooler's Guide to the Galaxy. It's set up in lessons on how to survive high school. So like gym class and lunch and dating, clubs, etc., things like that.
Sounds like it's written by a high school student.
It's not serious at all, but it's lots of fun. And that's our first one in February.
I think that I've come across this in one of the tournaments I judge. Is it vignettes? Or it is vignettes.
Yeah, there's this scene, and then it goes on to the next scene, and none of the characters are continuous except the editor and the author.
And is it cast?
Yes, it's cast.
Are you in rehearsal?
We had 2 rehearsals before Christmas break, and we've kind of been snowed out of rehearsals this week, so to speak.
So what's the audition process like at Northrop? How do students get involved in the theater department there?
Sign up for the class, or auditions are open for anybody. I don't require them to be in the class to be involved in a show. They come in, we have a sign-up sheet outside my room. They sign up for a night or a day, come in, and they read cuttings. I have cuttings, they're set up, highlighted in different numbered folders. I want you to read cutting 6, this character, and I try to give everybody 2 or 3 readings.
Right.
It takes forever, but I don't think you can get a good feel on them for one reading of a half dozen lines.
No, absolutely. Same thing happens when we do college auditions. I try to give as many people a call back as I can, an opportunity to relax, chill out a little bit, bring their best creative self to the table, and you've got to give them an opportunity to do that. That's great. Well, what's happened after that play?
After High Schooler's Guide, we go into our musical, which is Catch Me If You Can. I think it's the first time it's been done in Fort Wayne, another premiere for us. We're kind of good at that sometimes. It's based on the movie Catch Me If You Can, follows the movie very closely. I didn't realize until I read it that the beginning is the end. It starts at the end and comes full circle back to it, which surprised me.
Did the movie do that?
The movie did not do that.
But the play did it.
The play does that. And the play's a lot more lighthearted than the movie. Right. The movie has some very serious bits and scenes in it. Leonardo DiCaprio at spots, and this is a lot more lighthearted. It's a musical comedy.
Lighthearted, but what about the content? Because I've known Tim Miller to push the envelope with regard to content.
Well, I don't think this pushes the envelope anywhere near as last year's show did. We did the producers last year, and it was an awesome show, and we got to teach the kids about Mel Brooks and about spoofs and all kinds of different things, and used it as a format for that. Because, you know, Mel Brooks is one of only 4 or 5 people that won a handful of awards that no one else has won. So that was kind of cool. This year is it's much more
Tame?
Family friendly. Tame.
Family friendly?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so
Good.
to speak.
Good.
Yeah, not anything.
Is it a
you know,
large
like
cast?
That. It will be.
It will be.
It will be. We're a big school, so I would love to do a play of 8 or 9 or 10 people, something like Rumors, but we can't. I mean, we're a school of almost 2,500 kids. We need to do plays like I have 48 cast in high schoolers, 48 or 50. It could have been beyond that, but I went ahead and I was going to double up and triple up, and kids started auditioning. It was like, well, that was really good. That was really
I
good.
know. Same thing happens to me when I'm directing in college and I've got to play with 8 people or 9 people and I have 27 show up. I feel so bad when I put the cast list up because I could easily cast another cast up.
I had over 150 auditions for high schoolers, so it was wonderful to, and these were, kids who all wanted to be involved, and it was lots of fun.
Yeah, that's terrific. And after that, you have a children's event. You don't have a title yet, but how long have you been doing that?
I've done that the 12 years I've been in the building. We used to take it outside the building and tour with it, but that would only allow us to go to 1 or 2, maybe 3 elementary schools. In this way, we have an auditorium of 906, so we fill it up 3 times for elementary kids coming in to see a show. So we stay at school and we bring them to us and perform for them. And my cast becomes their heroes. They want hugs, they want autographs, they want to high five them on the way out. You'd be surprised how many kids have never been to a play before.
Oh, I'm not
surprised
at all.
I always ask them, have you guys ever seen a play? And no, I haven't. And things
absolutely.
like that. So that's very neat too.
Well, that's fantastic because then when they come to college and we ask the same question, who's ever seen a play?
Yep.
Many of them could say they've been to Northrop to see their play.
And I always, it's a good recruiting tool too.
Absolutely.
Yeah, you guys want to come be a Bruin and be on stage here, don't you? So.
What is the contact information for someone who's interested in getting tickets to your plays?
They can just call Northrop at 467-2300. That's the main office. We don't really do pre-sales.
Okay.
Just sales on
At the door.
At the door. The plays are general admission seating. There is reserved seating for the musicals.
Well, thank you for joining me, Tim. We've put up the
John.
contact information and the dates of those plays on our screen so our viewers will be able to come by Northrop and see your great work. Again, I cherish what you do for our community. Thank you very much.
Well, thanks for having us on. I appreciate it.
Thank you for joining me. When we return, we'll learn about 2 different high school productions of one of America's most produced musicals, The Music Man. So please take a minute to view our performance calendar of what's coming up in our area. We'll be right back with Susan Nelson and Vicki Malooly.